All right, welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Uh, you know, Another day at the Cow's Man Cave. If this is your first time here, go back and watch all the other videos. Some of them are like 10 minutes, some of them are a half hour. I think the longest one we have is an hour worth. I think that's the recent movies or film reviews that we did. Um. So yeah, today's another I think I'm gonna call it read along review. 'Cause then we're gonna read it and then we're gonna review it. So it makes me feel, so it doesn't make me feel, and go from there. Also, hopefully you guys can even hear me. Hopefully I am recording. And this video turns out okay. This is gonna be I think these are gonna be the consistent weekly things, and then everything else I make as I go. Maybe there'll be three podcast episodes a week. Maybe there's one. Maybe you know what I mean. I'm gonna try and do these every week though. But as I said before, we are using the DC Universe Infinite app or the DCU Infinite app. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of like different things that we can read. But we're going to continue with Action Comics. Number two. It's boom, right there. Looks like it continues right from where we left off. It's by Jerome Siegel, aka Jerry Siegel, and Joe Schuster. I know I butchered the name and messed it up in the last video, but this time I got it right. And so let's get into it. Let's see. Let's do it. There it goes. That's what I want. Yes. Yes. As they topple like a plummet to the street below, 80 story 80 stories distance, Greer shrieks insanely the entire length of the building. So it looks like it picks up right where we left off in issue number one. As they strike the sidewalk, it bursts into fragments. It looks like there's a little bit of color on his logo this time instead of just the yellow. So wasn't that fun again? Let's do it again. No, I'll talk. The man behind the threatening war is Emil Norvell, the munitions magnate. You'll find him at his Lexington Park estate. Having secured the information he desires, Superman takes an abrupt leave of Greer, springs to the top of the Washington Monument, gets his bearings, then begins his dash towards Norvell's residence. Meanwhile, I can't explain over the phone, Norvell, but you're about to receive a visit from the most dangerous man alive. Don't worry, Greer. I'll take certain precautions to ensure he doesn't remain alive long. 5 minutes elapsed, and Superman steps through the window of Emil Norvell's study and calmly confronts him. Whether you like it or not, Norvell, you're coming with me. Sorry, but I have other plans. As he speaks, the munitions manufacturer surreptitiously, mm, surreptitiously, I think I said that right, reaches behind him to press a button on his desk. What are you holding behind you? Give it to me. All right, boys. He asked for it. Let him have it. All right, boys. Instantly, several panels open. The room slide aside, and out step a number of armed guards. Next moment, Superman is the center of deafening machine gun barrage. Do 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 do. I gotta do a little sound effects. You know what I mean? Unharmed by the rain of machine gun bullets, Superman streaks towards his would-be murderers. Good heavens, he won't die. Glad I can't say the same for you. Ooh, that sounds kind of threatening. Like he's gonna just like beat the fucking brakes off on him. A moment later, it doesn't. Into the night, the machine guns wrap firmly about their necks. You see how effortlessly I crushed through this bar of iron in my hand? That bar could just as easily be your neck. Now, for the last time, are you coming with me? Yes, yes, immediately. Several minutes later, you see that steamer? It's the Baranta? Tomorrow it leaves for San Monte. Unless I find you aboard it when it sails, I swear I'll follow you to whatever hole you hide in and tear out your cruel heart with my bare hands. I'll be honest, this Superman sounds a little dark. Like he's talking about ripping some hearts out of chests, you know what I mean? Like he's, pooching some holes in some chests and ripping some hearts out, you know what I mean? Not just punching a hole, punching a hole. Damn. God damn. Next day, an odd variety of passengers board the San Monte bound steamer Baranta. Clark Kent and Lois. Lois, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Arda decided to have me accompany you to the war zone and send back dispatches colored with my distinctive Finneman touch. A group of stolen-faced toughs, who possibly intend to enlist with one of the armies as paid mercenaries. Loa Cortez, woman of mystery and exotic beauty who fairly radiates danger and intrigue. And Emma Norval, who hurries hasty-faced up the gangplank and quickly confines himself to his cabin. Half an hour later, the Baranta hoists its anchor and slips out to sea, destined for one of the strangest voyages the world has ever known. It is the first night out as Norval nervously paces his cabin. There comes a knock at the door. He answers it. You. Look at that us. It's kind of cheesy. I mean, it looks like you tried to like scribble it. Like it's not like a perfect S. Where's his cape? Yes, I thought I'd drop by and compliment you on having sense enough to show up. Moments later, Superman departs. That's him. Remember, if he dies, your reward will be fabulous. He's as good as dead right now. No, he's got his cape. His cape is back. Oop. As Superman stands silently at the ship's rail, admiring the moonlight, he whirls suddenly at the sound of footsteps. Altogether, now get him! For an instant, Superman braces himself against the rail, and in that second, it gives away. He is flung twisting and turning into the ocean. The thugs were back to Norval. It was simple. A little shove and he toppled overboard. How about that dough you promised? You'll get nothing. Get out of here, you trusting fools, and be glad I don't turn you over to the police. Meanwhile, at the very instant, Superman swinging vigorously has caught up with the steamer. But instead of climbing aboard, he continues onward until the Baronta is out of his far behind. See you later. I don't think we really needed that part. Just say he's swimming ahead. Next, even a few minutes after the steamer lands, Norvell is attacked by his double-crossed henchmen. Norvell is saved by the timely appearance of Superman. Holy cats, it's him, right? And here's where even a little score. Superman subjects the toughs to the severest thrashing of their lives. So he just beats the shit out of them. The thugs flee before his fury. You save me, but why? Because the fate you escaped is pleasant indeed, compared to the one I have in store for you. What are you going to do to me? Nothing if you join the San Manta army. There in his hotel, if I can only do something, but it's suicide to resist that inhuman creature. I know I'll do. I'll enlist the army, then escape at the first opportunity. After Norval enlists you, yes, I joined. I couldn't bear being parted from you. Orders from headquarters, sir, were to move to the front. The new detachment moves in towards the battle line. What are you trying to do? Kill us both? You'll see. What I can't understand is why you manufacture munitions when it means that thousands will die horribly. Men are cheap, munitions expensive. At that instant, a shell winds overhead, then bursts. The column of soldiers drop flat to escape flying fragments. This is no place for a sane man. I'll die. I see. When it's your own life that's at stake, your viewpoint changes. Shortly later, the company ditches camp, retires. Sentries are puzzled by a dark shadow. What was that? Probably just a bird. But in reality, it's Superman speeding to a strange rendezvous, the enemy camp. But the question, General, is how strong are our lines? Impenetrable. At that instant, a figure burst into the tent. Smile, please, thanks. A few minutes later, gone, but he won't escape. Guards! Later that evening, Clark Kent mailed a package. Where to? The Evening News, Cleveland, Ohio. Evening News prints a picture scoop. Amazing war pictures. Generals. What did it say? Generals confer? Meanwhile, Lois Lane and Loa Cortez have registered at the same hotel. I'm a reporter down here on a news assignment, and you, a wealthy traveler. At that instant, army officers entered the hotel. What's the trouble? Official business. Busyness. Suddenly panicky, Lola darts into the elevator and hides the certain document in Lois's room. An important document has been stolen. May we search the guest rooms? You have my permission. Sorry, madam. I told you that you were wasting your time searching my room. The planted document discovered in Lois's room. Sorry, we must place you under military arrest, but I know nothing of this. Sentence is passed, but I'm innocent. It is the judgment of this court that you shall be executed at dawn for espionage. Oh my goodness. Then, in his disguise as a soldier, overhears an astounding bit of information. Have you heard Lois Lane? Have you heard Lois Lane aspires to be executed this morning? Yes, and exactly at dawn. At that very moment, Lois is being led out to her death. I tell you, you're going to kill an innocent person almost faster than I can follow. A fantastic figure streaks. We're going streaking. Streaks past mile after mile. Ready, aim, fire. Down into the range of fire plummets Superman. Covering Lois's body with his own, he receives the shots meant for her. Shoot and be hanged. Stop, you can't do this. It's impossible. Thanks for letting me know, Superman, right? And still playing the role of gallant rescuer. What manner of being are you? Save the questions. Finally, Superman dropped towards the ground into the midst of torture's inquisition. You'll tell me how many men there are in your detachment, or let me go. What are you going to do? Give you the fate you deserve, you torturing devil? For an instant, Superman poises the torturer overhead and then tosses it away as though he were hurling a javelin. Oh man, he just fucking throw that motherfucker like a rag doll. The torturer vanishes from view behind a grove of distant trees with a pitiful wail. Superman unties the torturer's captive's bonds. My bad. You're free to flee. Good luck. We owe our lives to you. Later, after depositing Lois near the Baranta, Superman advises her to return to America. America! But when will I see you again? Who knows? Perhaps tomorrow, perhaps never. And now to attend to Norvell. But when Superman returns to his detachment, he finds an anti-aircraft gun booming. The camp is being mercilessly riddled by a thirsty aviator. Die like crawling ants. Superman leads the attack for the first time in all history. A man battles an airplane single-handed. It should be single-handedly, but not single-handed. The plane zooms towards Superman's figure, guns ablazing, into a head-on crash. As propellers shattered upon Superman's skin, the airplane falls to its doom. Norvell had witnessed the crash. Good, that finishes my nemesis. Nope, the motherfucker's still alive. But next instant, hello, surprise, Superman's still alive! Let me turn to the U.S. I've grown to hate war. Okay, but you're going to quit manufacturing munitions. Norvell hurried aboard the Baranta for the return trip. From now on, the most dangerous thing I'll manufacture will be a firecracker. That about clears up things. Now just one more maneuver, and my mission here will be finished. Shortly later, Superman emerges from a tent with the army's commander under his arm. Later on, he also kidnaps the head of the opposing army. What do you want us? What do you want with us? I've decided to end this war by having you two fight it out between yourselves. But go ahead, fight, or I'll clean up both of you myself. Wow, this Superman's kind of dark. This 1940s, man, it's kind of dark. You talking about ripping hearts. Now he's telling these generals to duke it out. If they don't, He's gonna beat the shit out of him. But why should we fight? We're not angry at each other. Then why are your armies battling? I don't know. Can you tell me? No, can you? Gentlemen, it's obvious you've been fighting only to promote the sale of munitions. Why not shake hands and make up? And so, due to the consularity, I think that's what it says, efforts of Superman, the war is halted. When Kent reports back to his editor, since you've been gone, there's been no Superman news. Maybe he retired for good. Somehow, Chief, I have a hunch he'll make his appearance again soon. The end. Now, I wonder if it continues from the next one continues from where we leave off here, or if that's just it with this little segment of story. It seems like that's it with this segment of the story. It started in issue one at the end of the issue one and continued in here. This one wasn't like a whole bunch of short story like the first issue was. The first issue felt like, let's get the origin story out. Let's get like a small little excerpt of, the date and a couple other things that they did. The Lois and Clark date with the car, like they did on issue one cover. This one was more an actual like episode. You know what I mean? Like let's say if it's like a cartoon episode. You know what I mean? This actually felt like a cartoon episode. So it didn't feel like a whole bunch of short stories or a whole bunch of short weekly segments all bunched up together just to make something. Um, uh, I did like the darkness of it. You know what I mean? Superman being a little dark. This is the golden age of Superman. So this is definitely completely different from the Superman that we come to love later on. And I don't think a lot of people. This is like Man of Steel Superman. Like he's talking about like that Man of Steel killed Zod. You know what I mean? He only kills if he has to, if he like truly, truly has to. And this Superman's way darker than that. Like he's talking about ripping out hearts. I don't know if he'll actually do it, but he's just threatening. You need uh, more threatening and menacing per se. Um, and then he's telling these generals to duke it out, and if they don't, he's gonna beat the shit out of them. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot going on with this Superman per se. A lot darker. Lot darker from the lighter version that like I said, like we've come to know. Really enjoyed it, enjoying seeing this side of it per se. I don't know if they're gonna. I hope they get into like World War II, because I think this was around the time World War II was going on, or right before it was going on. So it would be interesting to start seeing stories, overseas in Europe and World War II. You know what I mean? It's like, they kind of hinted a little bit, you know what I mean, with the Santa Monto part of it, with like a miniature war, like it seemed like a civil war. It seemed like, um, we'll see if they integrate real life situations. You know what I mean, at the time, what was going on, and integrate Superman, and maybe Batman and Wonder Woman. I don't know when we'll actually see those characters in this comic either. For right now, we're just gonna keep focusing on this one and just see where it takes us and go from there. But overall, I enjoyed this issue more than the first one. Let's say issue one. I don't know, let's do it out of 5 stars. If issue one is it being the very first issue, I kind of would give it like a 3, and I would give this one like a 4. You know what I mean? Only because it was more grounded per se. One straight story instead of like these little, like I said before, all these little excerpts into making into one. And then also, the part where we get to see a darker, more menacing Superman than what we're used to seeing. And like I said, obviously, times change, and this Superman might eventually get a little bit brighter, a little bit nicer. You know what I mean? However it goes, it goes. I kind of hope it doesn't. I hope this, golden age Superman stays a little dark and goes off the deep end a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it with this issue. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said before in the beginning of the episode, we'll continue with the when I have time. I'm hoping to have time either, yeah, if today is, yeah, what is today? What is today? I can't think of today. I know we're in the beginning of August. I think today is August 5th. So if today is August 5th, I'm hoping to continue the movie watch reviews, you know what I mean? I'm probably gonna do some old school movies next, some stuff that I grew up with, and then or I'm gonna try and finish up the super not 1940 Superman cartoon watch reviews, those little 10-minute cartoon videos I was watching. Hopefully I can try and finish those up and continue on into a different TV or cartoon series and go from there. I kind of want to try and stick to one TV show and stick to one movie or movie series. So like I did with the 1940s cartoon Superman cartoon, let's just stick to that. Start from and we'll bounce between, throw some movies here and there in between, you know stuff like that, just to cleanse the palate a little bit, and then we'll go back to the TV show. I think I did like 7 or 8 episodes of that, and we'll try and finish it out this time. Hopefully, if everything goes to a plan. If not, we'll try and just keep it simple and continue with some films. I think the next film that I want to watch, I was thinking about doing some kaiju stuff. Because Kaiju number 8, season 2 has started again. Figured let's do some kaiju stuff, but we're gonna go really, really old school. Really old school. I'm talking like we're gonna watch like King Kong and Son of Kong, I think it is. And we're gonna review it. I don't know where I'm gonna find the movies, but I'm gonna try and find them somewhere, even if I gotta bootleg them. And we're just gonna watch them, and then give you my assessment and my review, and tell you guys how I feel. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys continue doing the read alongs with me, the read along reviews, the rare, not like rare, but rare. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Peace.